Hi, this is Deb with Real Wanderer, and this is the Expat Talk series. We're talking about becoming expats, planning to be expats, thinking about becoming expats. It's become something that I do day in and day out these days because I am kind of a planner, and I want to have all my ducks in a row before I take the leap. So I started this series as a means of, talking with you other potential or now on the ground expats about what you did in your planning process. So I've put together a whole bunch of stuff that I'll share over the next few videos. But in the meantime, this is one of my bullet lists of things to do before the move, and these are just as thoughts come out. These are put onto the list, and then I don't have to rethink about them again because they're already here. So I've got things like scanning all my photographs. Because I'm going to go, when I move, I'm just going to take a couple suitcases with, keep it bare bones. That's the plan for me. And so I've got tons of old photos that I have that I really don't want to just toss. I want to have those memories with me, but I'm not going to bring boxes of photos with. So I'm going to scan all my old photos and make them digital. It's not the same as having the photo in your hand, but everybody's doing digital now anyway. So it's just bringing those from the old era into the modern era, basically. And then I'll offer those, I'll pull out some of the key ones and offer those up to friends and family that are in the photos, or that have family members in the photo, or that would just appreciate having that particular picture. So that's one of the things that I'm thinking about doing that's on my list here. The other thing is scanning all my documents, scanning all my important documents so that they're digital. And that's going to be really useful down the road when, say, I decide that I am going to move from one country that I've started my expat life in to another country. Because after 2, 3, 4 years, I decide maybe I want to move from Central America to Southeast Asia. And I need, again, to have some of these documents to use for visa presentation. And so to have all of those scanned, plus you don't worry about losing them, plus you don't have to worry about sending an order out to get them from back in your home country and then have it to you without waiting months on end for it to arrive. So scanning all those documents and then sending those originals to somebody within the family or someplace secure where you know that if you have to access them, you can, because digital can get lost as well. So you don't want to get rid of the originals. I talked about this in an earlier video, but I want to find out about estate sales, and there's companies that handle that. So I need to contact the estate sale company, find out how they handle it, find out what their take is out of the proceeds, how much lead time they need, all those kinds of things. So that's on my list here, is to contact the estate sales company. The thing I'm not going to want to get rid of early on, I can get rid of a lot of this stuff, and that's fine, but I still need a sofa or a chair to sit on, and I still need a bed to sleep in until I actually move. So at that time, I don't have a truck to take this stuff somewhere to donate. So what do I do to get rid of those at the very end? And so the question is, are there companies, are there places, are there services that'll come and pick those up for you? What's the cost? I believe like Goodwill will come and collect sofas and beds. So that might be an option, but I need to look more into that. I've got these really old spoons and I want to see if they're of any value. So I might sell them, or I might give them to one of my nieces or nephews, gift those to them. I've got some old treasures of things that I've received from from an uncle who was an artist, and he sent me a wonderful, wonderful book of all his etchings and poetry and short stories and all that that was bound years ago. And so what am I going to do with that? I love that. So I'll probably end up scanning it and then giving it to somebody in the family. But, you know, it's something else that needs to be considered. All these things take time. So not only do you want to make a list of the things that you need to do, but you also need to play it out in terms of timing. When do they need to be done? Some things will need to be done early on, and some things can wait a little bit longer and be done closer to the end, like the bed and the sofa. Then there's things also that I want to do before I move is I want to get, you know, new glasses and get my eyes checked and final dental cleaning and some of that kind of closing up the medical aspect of my life here and getting the records from those offices as well, so that I have all that information to take with me. So those are some of my things to do before I move, and I've just started this list, so I know it's going to be a long one before I get done. But for now, this is a really good start. What a friend at work suggested, and she has done it just moving from one state to another, because I'm feeling a little overwhelmed that there's 8,000 things to do and to prepare before I go, and we're talking, you know, anywhere from 2.5 to 5 years at this point. So what she said that she did is she got sticky notes, and she would set up headers like on a poster board, and it might be house, it might be for expats, it might be, you know, cleaning out and clearing your house and your apartment. It might be what to do, what needs to be done to do your visa. It might be visiting family and friends. It might be preparation for getting your pet to be moved with you. And so as she went along, moving from one state to the next, she would put visa, well, no, she wouldn't have put this, but I would put this. So visa paperwork, I need to complete the visa paperwork before I submit it to the consulate. And so underneath visa, I would put a sticky note that says visa paperwork, and I'd stick it up there. And then as it's done, you peel it off and complete. So that way you've got a visual of what needs to be done, and you know it's completed because it's no longer sticking up there. And then at the end, you have a final one that says move. and you take it off and you're on your way. So those are just some thoughts about things to do before you move. And I think there's a lot that needs to be done, a lot more than people anticipate, actually. I think they're surprised by the amount of work required in order to facilitate a move outside of the country. So I'd like to know, what did you do in your preparation and planning? What would you have done different now, knowing how that went for you? Maybe it was really smooth and streamlined and everything was great, and for others maybe it was a little more chaotic. So yeah, share your comments below, and let's talk about things to do before the move.